Kevin Myers, and welcome to The Roast. This is an unscripted, slightly more biased version of 24/7 News that, as you can see, slightly less professional because we're in a bedroom, believe it or not. So let's get right into it. So the first episode of The Roast is going to be about the stereotype that Macs are just so much better for creative types that you have to have a Mac if you're a creative type, and that Windows is going to lag behind if you're a photo editor or a video editor or whatever creative thing you do. You gotta have a Mac. That stereotype just isn't true about how Windows is just, even if you can get a good final product, you can get it better on a Mac computer with the exact same specs. It's just not true. We don't use Macs at 24/7 News, and a lot of people don't use Macs either. And we are creative types, or at least I am. I produce a lot of the videos here at 24/7 News, and you don't need a Mac to be creative. That's just not true. Like, first of all, when you look at the new MacBook Pros, it's like, how is this a creative machine? It doesn't even have an SD card. Like, you know, here's a camcorder here. I have a way better camera we're filming on. Like, you know, good cameras use SD cards. Simple enough. The new MacBook Pro does not have an SD card reader. By comparison, my $500 Dell Inspiron does. So you get a good feel for, you know, what you're not really getting your money's worth with just USB Type-C ports with a Mac. But the thing is, creative types used to use Macs because of the apparently really good software, or at least what I've heard is that it used to be really good, is Apple's Final Cut Pro video editing software, or at least it used to be called just Final Cut, and then they changed it up. They made a new one called Final Cut Pro, and in the update, a lot of people complained about it, especially one of the video editors over at Techno Buffalo complained about it. We'll be playing an excerpt now.
And pretty much since the beginning of my career, I've used Apple hardware and software, mainly because of Final Cut Pro. Over the last probably 5 to 10 years, Apple has really begun to drop the ball when it comes to their pro users and their needs.
The Macs, the new software, they whittle it down. They tried to make it like simple for more like amateur video editors, like hobbyists, where it's not really, it's more like iMovie than professional video editing software like Adobe Premiere Pro. And so that's the problem, is that their new proprietary software just isn't that good, so that eliminates right off the bat that using a Mac is somehow way better for video. It's not, because Final Cut Pro is not all that in a bag of chips. And also, just Adobe software, Adobe Premiere Pro, Adobe After Effects, Adobe Photoshop, Lightroom, Illustrator, there's so many more, there's a ton of them. That are all designed just for creativity in general. We use After Effects at 24/7 News, and it does not run brilliantly on this computer, which has an i5 processor, Intel graphics, so it does not run all that well on here, and a Mac with the same specs would not run any better, because what makes video editing so much easier, faster, better quality is the specs. It doesn't matter if it runs Mac OS, it doesn't make it brilliantly faster. Despite what people may think, Mac OS is not significantly faster than Windows 10, or Sierra isn't, and that's the newest version of Mac OS, not any faster than the Windows 10 Anniversary Edition, which both of these computers have, as long as you have the same specs. So it's not the operating system being so much faster either. It's just, if you have Intel graphics or whatever basic graphics you have on your Mac, it's not going to be any better than Intel graphics or just built-in graphics to the CPU on a PC. And you might be like, well, these are amateur people. If you're a pro, use a Mac. Because I will admit, 24/7 News, not the highest quality ever. We strive to be as high quality as possible, but, you know, we do have shortcomings. We have export issues all the time. Not because it's a PC, it's because it does not have the specs that you need a dedicated NVIDIA GPU, really, to do video editing, as we have learned. But whatever. So even the professionals use Windows PCs, not all of them. A lot of them use Macs, because what happens is a lot of people will fall for the stereotype, like, oh, you gotta get a Mac. And so that's how they get into the Macs, like, oh, this is pretty good. Apparently these are better, so I'll keep using them. Like, that's what people get into, but really, they're not. Like, if you go watch any tutorial by a Video Copilot with After Effects tutorials, and he does it in Windows 7. And keep in mind, Video Copilot isn't some rinky-dink company making little YouTube videos. Video Copilot has worked on effects for blockbuster films. One of the teams at Video Copilot did the lightsabers for Star Wars The Force Awakens. They also did the ending title sequence for Star Trek Into Darkness. And they're doing it in Windows 7. They're not doing it on some Mac. They're doing it in Windows, an old version of Windows, that is. So, obviously you don't need a Mac to be creative, and also another big YouTube channel that uses Windows and not Mac OS is Linus Tech Tips. They edit on Windows 8 and 10 PCs, their gaming rigs. And that's what you need to make really good products. You don't need a Mac. You can get a Mac if you want to. You're just kind of going to get ripped off, honestly, because when you buy a computer, if you're buying it all-in-one or a tower, build quality really is not the most important thing. It's important enough that, like, the CPU is well made. But the shell can be a piece of crap. If you want it to be, this is fine. But the shell can be a piece of crap, and that's not going to impact your video editing at all. So, oh, this beautiful all-in-one from Apple. It's nice, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so that pretty much wraps it up for this video. So, to summarize, Macs, no better for creativity, specifically video editing. I am not exactly a pro in photo editing, just learning how to use GIMP because that's freeware. But in general, though, you don't need a Mac to be creative. You need a computer with good specs. It can be Mac or a PC, but you're going to get more for your money with a PC, so it makes sense to buy a PC for creativity. So at the end of the day, honestly, a PC is better for creativity than a Mac, because you're going to get more for your money with a PC than you are with a Mac, and you're not getting any benefits with your Mac. Oh, it's a beautiful operating system. That doesn't help me use Adobe Premiere Pro. And Adobe Premiere Pro and After Effects will run just as better on a PC as a Mac. Anyway, thanks for watching this episode of 24/7 News, and do everything I tell you to in the end card, or I'll kill you. Or Parth will. If you don't watch his sketches on Tidal Wave Productions, he'll kill you.